We begin in the Middle East, where Hamas has called for an escalation in its ongoing war with Israel on all fronts and what is already a brutal conflict. The spokesperson for the group's armed wing called for more attacks against Israel. During a televised speech, the Hamas commander issued threats against Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his forces as the war marked its 200th day. The Hamas commander also threatened to kill hostages that are still being held by the group if Israel tries to stall a prisoner swap deal. Now, all of this comes almost 2 weeks after Hamas claimed that it was unable to account for 40 living hostages that were needed for an immediate ceasefire. The Hamas leader also praised Iran for attacking Israel and called for an all-out assault against Israel in the West Bank and Jordan. Now, the Hamas commander's comments come at a time when the group received crucial support from Qatar. Qatar has been a trusted ally of Hamas, providing the group with millions of dollars in aid and allowing them a physical presence in Doha. And they are now doubling down on the presence of Hamas in Qatari territory.
Regarding the Hamas office here in Doha, this office was opened in coordination with the United States for the purpose of mediation between both sides, as long as their presence here in Doha, as we have always said, is useful and positive in this mediation effort. They will remain here in Doha.
Meanwhile, the United States has expressed frustration with Hamas regarding the ceasefire talks, accusing the group of wanting a full-blown regional war.
What you have seen over the past few weeks is Hamas move the goalposts. There are demands that they have made. Israel has moved some way to meeting those demands, and Hamas has then changed their demands. And so it certainly does seem like Hamas is more interested in a full-scale regional war, that they were watching the events of the past few weeks and making the determination that they might get the full-scale regional war they were hoping for, and so have not agreed to a very significant proposal that was on the table. And right now, Hamas has signaled that they don't want an agreement.
Now, Israel has warned Hamas with complete destruction if the group fails to return the hostages. Meanwhile, thousands of Israelis protested against Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his government as they demanded a hostage release deal.
Because for 200 days we have the hostages kidnapped to Gaza, and it's just atrocious, impossible. People in the world need to understand what's happening here in Israel. We were attacked, we were almost destroyed as a nation, and I don't understand why we don't have 1 million people here in the streets.
We actually cannot trust the leadership, and if you can't trust the leadership, the biggest problem is the army. Army must know, okay, we want us to do this and this and this. This doesn't happen today. And this really disturbs me, because without the army, I don't think we can get the hostages back. I don't think we can solve the Gaza.
The last 2 weeks have put the region on the brink of war, with Iran and Hezbollah trading blows with Israel. And with millions of Gazans displaced, calls for an escalation by Hamas only endangers the lives of more innocent people in an already devastating war that has seen more than 34,000 people killed, including children. From impeachments to inaugurations, if it's a political story, we are on the scene. The race for the White House is heating up.
We're beating Biden.
How dare he say that?
If it's breaking news, we're live with the latest coverage. From the White House, the State Department, and Capitol Hill, we know the issues, but above all, we know the players to bring you the latest in-depth analysis on all the key stories that we're covering. I'm Eric Ham. Join me from Washington here on Firstpost America.